I love finding vintage at the thrift store, and this knitting bag has the greatest print. It was super fragile, and I've owned enough of these to know that they break if you even look at them funny. If it had been less expensive, and if I had been thinking of it at the time, you could repurpose that wonderful fabric into something else. And I'll have to keep that in mind for later. This caught my eye from across the room because I reminded me of that Big Eyes movie. And yes, it is a Margaret Keane print. I can't remember. I think I looked at the price and it was surprisingly affordable. This right here is the thrift store that has all of the great antiques for dirt cheap. So most of their artwork was also priced to go out the door. I liked it, but I didn't love it, so I left it there for somebody else who will appreciate it to find. This is the kind of vintage that I almost never see in a thrift store anymore. I wish they hadn't had them all priced separately because this seems like something that has made it this far and should be kept forever together. Is that Bakelite? I have a hunch, but I'm not sure. In my compilation of vintage goodies, I know darn well that this isn't vintage, but it was adorable and it was on the same shelf as the Bakelite vanity set, so it's making it into this video just because I can. Probably a decade ago, my husband found one of these Stanley thermoses in its original box from the 1960s with the instructions tucked inside. That is the kind of vintage he likes, so I couldn't leave it out of the video. Look at the monks. Ignore my reflection in the glass. The salt and pepper shakers look really large, and the cookie jar looks so small. If the cookie jar had been bigger, that would have come home with me if I could afford it. And a milk glass shoe, but I had forgotten about that before I even left the store, which I guess means it is not meant to be. One of my sons wants a fainting couch. It is a good thing that I did not realize that that was 70% off of the $50 because I might have told him about it and then he would have been trying to convince my husband to go back up with the truck, and that would have been a whole project and a half. There will be another fainting couch someday. I was too distracted by this because it has got to be one of the most gorgeous antique sofas I have ever seen. I am in love. A while back, I bought a reproduction bed warmer that was a planter from probably the 1960s, and at the time I said I might someday upgrade to a real one. Well, we found what I think is a real one for $169. Nope, there is no way I will be upgrading, and it's not as cute as the one I bought. My son took the video. I'm not responsible for that. This has been a compilation of the best vintage from our recent thrift store trips. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to see more thrifting, I have got a whole long playlist of Thrift With Me videos for you to enjoy.